of a sudden,
gone, yeah.
all of a sudden,
You know,
I'm the problem.
And I shine for all. But I am some people world, yet never shine at all. These roads of flames are catching a fire.
Alright, welcome to the first very Klimas change episode. Today,
let's go.
I'm hyped.
I'm excited right
excited.
now. I'm really excited
We're
right now.
We're hoping to do a little more. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this one
Hey,
goes.
100K likes.
100K,
Do another episode,
oh,
baby.
Lord.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today I'm here with Tyler Urban and Joaquin. We're missing one. We're missing one because
Illness.
He's sick.
Illness,
Yeah, COVID actually.
shout out Kevin Cobb.
Kevin
Yeah.
Cobb.
And it's his
We miss
mom's
you.
birthday, so he
Yeah.
can't make it.
Kind of messed up. So
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. But anyways,
anyways,
speaking of gingers, you know what else is ginger? Fires, bro. Fires.
Liars.
Did you guys see that? I remember there was this like Hawaii incident. I think it was like a year ago.
Something like that, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I know.
Recent.
It was a really bad wildfire, and
Yeah.
I know Klimas. Klimas. I know you
Shit.
went to Hawaii over.
I was there.
Yeah. How was
It was. I mean, love Hawaii. That's my
Yeah.
favorite spot. It's my favorite spot.
That's valid.
But I remember the differences between because I went to Maui where the wildfires happened.
Mm-hmm.
But before, like 2 trips ago when I went to Hawaii, I went to all the spots. Went like obviously before the wildfires.
Yeah.
And like experience all the things, and then all of a sudden there's wildfires in Hawaii, and seeing like all the pictures of where I was and what it looked like after the fires was insane. And like I looked up what was happening, like what was the reason, because like
No,
Hawaii is like a perfect place.
I
so,
saw
like,
some meme somewhere, or not some meme. All right, not meme, but like I saw some picture. It was like some like beam from the sky. I don't know. We'll put it up right here, but like it was some crazy thing. But what was the actual reason? I really didn't know.
there was dry. There was like dry and super super dry conditions or
Yeah.
whatever, and
So this was what, because of the hot temperatures, the rising temperatures,
right. There's on this website it said the area typically burned, like the area that the wildfires happened.
Yeah.
The temperatures like quadrupled, and
Which is-
that's a lot. Yeah.
So that's how like the
insane.
wildfire.
The dry weather due to climate change.
Yeah.
So did you see any like wildlife there, or did you just see like the devastation of like what happened?
Just like insane. Like it's sad because like all the, especially like all the locals who were affected by it.
Yeah.
So like all of a sudden, people's lives are getting hurt because climate change.
Yeah.
Think about that. No,
Yeah.
just think about that.
No, that is
Yeah.
crazy. I feel like,
Because
yeah, we kind of like disregard the fact that climate change in general, like we kind of see it as like, you know, the rising temperatures, all that, but like, you know, it also affects everything, you know, everything else, like ecosystems, you know, our way of living, right?
yes.
So
It's-
it says,
People's lives are getting affected, their jobs, their income, because the forest fires destroyed their businesses, and like where all the tourists get their souvenirs, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And it's like such like you think of Hawaii as like
Beautiful.
literally sunshine.
yeah, green,
Rainbows.
rainbows,
Sky,
and like, you know,
like all that kind of stuff.
next thing you know, it's
It's on fire.
yeah.
Yeah. It's awful.
I mean, that kind of like also resonates with me a little bit because so I grew up in the Philippines. I know you guys know that, but
For all that. Yeah.
for all you guys, but it is a third world country, and like the standards of living is way lower, right? So what Klimas said, how it affects how like the weather and like climate change affects people.
For sure.
I remember I went to Baraka. I think it was a few years back, and it's like kind of like a beach. So when I entered the water, I thought it was gonna be like so cold, so it'd be freezing. It'd be like a nice, relaxing sensation, right?
Yeah,
Next thing you know, one step in the water, it was like hot. It was so
like bathtub hot or like just like.
dude. It was, I'd say like a jacuzzi hot, but not too crazy as like jacuzzis.
Yeah.
Not
For
too
sure,
hot.
for sure.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously
obviously,
not
that'd
that
be shoot. But like what do you call it? So then that kind of explains how like climate change. All right, you guys want to know the scientific fact behind that?
What?
What's
I did
that?
some research a little bit.
Ooh.
So then
shout out.
so all right, yeah. Please give us an A+. But so you know how like the ocean is there's a lot, right? There's a lot of water,
There's
right?
like
So like the
70%
sun,
like that, yeah. 70% of the Earth is water.
70% is water, yeah.
It's a lot.
So light or like the sun, what do you call it? It radiates heat to the water, right? Puts heat in the water. So this water absorbs it. The next thing you know, the heat is released back into the atmosphere. Okay, so like that's how your like precipitation, weather, that's how it forms.
Yeah.
So then that also contributes to the rise in temperatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like hurricanes, that happens.
Yeah.
Like touching back to climates is like how it affects people. Like after like one swoop of like a typhoon, that's what we call it, like a tropical storm in the Philippines. Like villages are destroyed. Like because people don't have a stable way of living there. So it's really hard on them. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I mean, I can see that. I go down to Florida a lot with my family.
Yeah.
We went, like Disney, or we have like a friend who's like a condo that we stay at sometimes, and like. Granted, I went all like before like Hurricane Ian. I want to say that was down
Hurricane
like
Ian,
late,
yeah.
like late.
Are you sure it wasn't like Hurricane Katrina or something?
Nah, that was a lot earlier. It was a lot earlier, but
It wasn't in Florida either.
yeah, that was also Louisiana.
Yeah.
But nah. Anyways, I remember like before it was when we went down there, it's all like beautiful and nice, and all it was like it was sunny, like, warm weather. Florida weather. Speaking of that, but also like
Feel that.
I saw some article. I don't know. I was reading up on it, and it was like in Florida the temperatures are rising like 1 degree in a century, and like you think that's like not a lot, like rising temperatures wise.
1
but,
degree in a century.
Yeah, like a whole degree in 1 century. And you think that's not like a lot,
Yeah, that's
but
not
like,
a lot.
but like as time goes on, like like 10 centuries, and like that's short.
Crazy.
That's short in
Yeah.
the time of like Earth time and like space time and like that. How much that's rising and like how much that's gonna affect like you said the ecosystem down there, or like stuff like that. And going back, another article I saw, I think it was
All right, Ty.
I know.
All right,
I know.
research guy.
I did my research. I think it was like sea level down there is rising at like 1 inch per decade. I want to say. I think it was
1 inch.
1 inch per decade.
That is crazy.
Think about our kids.
Yeah.
Think about our
That's
kids,
like,
man. Like,
when
how am I
we're-
gonna raise a child in this world if there's
Yeah.
no world to live in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was like I remember it was thinking about that. It's like wow, that's gonna be in like even like in a century, like, time of a century, except for the temperature rising. That's all 10 inches going up. Think about how much that can take with
Dude,
beaches.
no, 10 inches is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Nah. Yeah. But,
I mean, 1 inch is a lot in general, but like.
yeah. In that time, that's like all the wetlands, all like people live,
Yeah.
like all that's taken away. Like it's
Dude, that's
crazy. I know.
Now that you guys have like I mean we've talked about it, now like talking about this like do you guys have eco anxiety?
Eco anxiety. How about you tell us what
what's
eco
that?
anxiety
What's
is?
like-
So you guys have no clue what it is. Like
I got an
not
idea,
one
but-
clue. You guys don't know what eco
Just go
anxiety
for
is.
it.
Go for it. Let's see.
All right, to me, right? This is not really like the textbook dictionary definition, but like to me, eco anxiety is like the fear that we can't reverse the damage we've done on our planet, right? It's gonna affect our generations to come. Our future, kids, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. I think I can say I have that now. Like coming into this year, I really didn't know that much about the environment.
Same,
We're taking
yeah.
I'm taking AP Environmental Science, Environmental Justice, all this thing about
Me
the
too.
environment. It's like it's bad. Like it's gonna be really hard to overcome it, what we've done to the earth already. Like think about how much we've done and how bad it's gotten. It's gonna be, like the future generation. That's gonna be really hard to like get the earth back to where it was.
yeah.
I think think it's the small things that make me nervous.
What are small things?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Can you explain?
I mean, like cars. Every day you get into a car and you drive. I don't know,
No, yeah.
like a
That's
few
true,
miles, but
yeah.
like, I don't know. It's the small things.
No,
But then they add like those small things like all add up.
they
to,
lead up because like millions of people are doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing about even for like our school, like people drive. A lot of people drive from pretty far away. Call 45-minute drive. And it's however many miles there and back. And if they go somewhere, they stop somewhere else. They go somewhere else in the day. How much greenhouse gas like emissions going into the earth or going into the what's that called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Ozone?
Yeah.
Is it the ozone?
Yeah, ozone layer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. Like, I don't know. I remember reading, like, during, like, AP Environmental Science, I remember reading, it's, like, millions of pounds of carbon dioxide. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of pounds, dude.
That's
like,
a lot of pounds.
and considering we don't, like, really notice it, it's kind of scary. Like, we don't visibly see it, you
It's
know?
the things we don't see.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
the things we don't see. It's I don't know.
No, it's definitely scary, man. But so if we're not thinking about this, right? Do we have any strategies to save our planet?
That's the question. It's the question.
Dude.
I think
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and when we were signing this, shout out Mr. McGarry once again.
Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one way is to save energy at home.
That's
Think
facts.
about that.
The only thing about that.
The electricity, the
Yeah.
heat,
Mm-hmm. 100%.
they're all powered by like oil and gas.
That's like
Which
the
is-
leading energy
Yeah.
source at the moment.
Yeah.
I guess some like ways is like using LED light bulbs.
LED light bulbs, like the ones you put in your room,
Right.
like the.
What's the LED light
Yeah.
things?
Washing your laundry with cold water. Hanging things to dry instead of using a dryer.
I mess with that. I think
It's once again it's
Little
the small
things.
things that
small things, exactly.
Small
You
things
know,
matter, dude.
once you change those small things, big things will change. Think about that. Big things will change.
Yeah, I think a strategy I thought about. I learned this in AP Environmental Science too. Switching away from like burning coal and like using like fossil fuels to like for energy. I think like switching away from that and going to something like we had like presentations like we had maybe a week or two ago about that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah,
What?
I did coal first.
I did coal too.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second.
environmental science.
This kind of goes to show. Wait, what pick were you?
Two.
Two.
One, maybe?
Dude, I was one.
Wait. I'm not an apes guy, so explain the
Presentations
assignment.
or
Our assignment was we had to like research on this energy source we were gonna pick, right? We could pick. So
yeah, we had like, a little draft.
disadvantages, advantages.
Yeah.
The processes. But since both of us got the first pick somehow by some weird chance, we both picked coal.
Coal.
Doesn't that go to show how, we're using this non-renewable energy source and we know more about it than other renewable energy sources that are better for our planet? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yes.
That just goes to show.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Okay.
that's true.
Exactly. We digging, man.
Keeping going off that, like
Literally.
no, keeping going off that, I think like switching away from like that kind of stuff and switching to something like nuclear or like solar, wind, tidal, all these like energy sources that are mostly renewable and most of them renewable and they're sustainable too, where it's like using like what we have on Earth, like the solar, sun, wind, and everything like that. And it's like it's not like it's like it doesn't work. It still gives them a good amount of energy. Like just gives power.
I know like nuclear gives
a
lot.
lot.
Like in just
Yeah,
thing.
it's hard to like the waste and everything like that.
Yeah.
The waste and everything. It's hard to.
Wasn't there like this one incident? I forgot. It was
Yeah, I think there was
like a couple,
we
right?
talked about a couple
times.
if you remember science, like Chernobyl,
Yeah.
the one in Japan, I can't remember the name, and then the one in Pennsylvania, which I can't remember the name. I remember it was like that one wasn't as bad, and the Chernobyl was probably the worst overall, just because like how bad it got, and they didn't realize what happened, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Whereas like for Japan, the one here is like they figured out right away, and they were able to stop it where it was, and like make sure that it didn't go too far.
Yeah.
But overall, it's still those are probably the 3 out of like however many years it's been running and how many ones there are, and that's saying it's still safe.
Yeah, I feel like that's a rare occurrence though.
That's
Like,
true.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you don't hear about that often for
Uh-huh.
stuff, but
Yeah, for me, I like I said, yeah, I don't take apes, but
Mhm.
like hearing all these examples of like
Like other sources.
right, it's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Like just how we take advantage of resources and how they're overlooked every day, how they're hurting our environment.
Yeah. I feel like the only issue with like presenting and using this new kind of like sources, because right now we're sticking to non-renewables,
yeah. like
because it's
coal.
due to efficiency, right?
Yeah, I remember in the research it was like upwards of like 70% efficient for coal. It was a lot.
Like
really high.
like people are willing to sacrifice, you know, the life of their planet for what comfortability in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you know, like I feel like what wind power, it's a little bit. I think it's a little costly. Like some of the renewable energy cost.
It costs a little bit more like installing it for like, and if it's like tidal, finding the right areas we can do without disturbing the wildlife there and disturbing like the beaches, and like for solar you gotta find a lot of land or like get like profitable for like the people that use it, because solar panels aren't cheap, that's for sure. But I think as we move further on, we're gonna find more technology to help like make it cheaper for everyone to use and like make it a lot easier, more accessible for people that want to use it.
Right.
But
That's it.
Yeah, but I think like nuclear energy will be like the top thing.
oh, for sure, yeah.
I saw some. I think alright. So currently, like nuclear energy, like they do fission, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in 2040, I saw something about like fusion. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Like they're gonna combine
Fusion.
2 atoms together.
Oh.
And that's gonna create.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's
Just think about
yeah.
think about
Do you
that.
have Do you have another strategy?
Yeah. That's
My strategy, you know, it may seem small, like what Klimas says, you know, small things, but you know, it'll lead to a big impact, big difference. Switching to a more plant-based diet, I'd say.
Yeah.
I remember we watched a apes documentary. It was
Yet
called.
again. Don't know what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
because you know we're more knowledgeable like that, you know, about our planet, about
My fault.
about everything. But anyways,
That's why I took environmental justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also have the lead on you that I'm in an environmental club.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
hey, I was supposed to join Mr. McGarry, but you know, I just didn't have time in my schedule. But I still love our environment. So.
All right.
Of course.
All right, but anyways, so
What's your dang strategy?
it was. It was all right. It was some video called or some movie. It was like eating our way towards extinction.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Right. So it kind of explained like how agriculture and our food industry affects the carbon emissions going into our atmosphere. Because we don't really think about that, right? When we think about agriculture, we think about manual labor, kind of, right, a little bit. But then we think about like the machines and stuff too.
Right.
Mhm.
So it had this connection with how much meat we were eating. So like raising cattle, right? Raising cattle, you know, cows, pigs, chickens, you know.
That kind of stuff.
You know, how are you gonna feed them? Do you guys know how you're gonna feed them?
More crops.
More freaking crops. Do you know like the majority of the like fields we're harvesting isn't just for us humans?
Think about that.
Think about that.
Third.
It's for
for
other
other-
animals.
It's for what we're feeding all the animals.
Like when I first thought about that, I'm like, dang, we have so much farms. What are we gonna do with all of this? But now I know, like,
It's not going to us.
it's not going to us. It's going to
Yeah.
some animals, dude. Some
And also
cows.
seeing
Okay.
and also seeing like
Okay.
in that documentary, like seeing how some animals are treated and like the conditions they live in. Like I think it was like a fish farm. Like seeing that they're spraying down like pesticides and like, how the fish look. It's like you don't want to. It doesn't look very appetizing for somebody you're supposed to make for food. It's like it's weird to think about.
Yeah, like agriculture, like in general, that's like it's weird to think about, right?
It's so weird to think about. I feel the thing we watched in environmental justice
Mm-hmm.
about like how they're using
What, the clothes?
Yeah.
Shout out Alias Apparel.
all right shout out
Shout out Alias Apparel.
Yeah.
Use code 5 off at checkout.
Alright.
Okay, enough plug.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Hey, cut that out.
Heather, please cut that out.
Um,
Anyways,
what was I talking about?
Oh, you were talking about
the clothing.
the-
the video we
the
watched.
what were you talking about?
The
The
video we
movie.
watched, we went a bunch
The
of
movie.
and the clothing and all that stuff.
Movie. But how they're using chemicals on the crops.
Yeah, that's a big thing too, like runoff. Like
Oh yeah, all that.
I know this is not really climate change, but like that
it can
still affect
it
you
can
know
still
the
affect,
environment,
of course.
but
100%.
yeah, but like agriculture, we never think about that, right? Like carbon emissions, lives, like that just goes to show. Like no, there's a statistic, right? There's another one. But it was like so you know like ExxonMobil, like Shell, you know all those like gasolines, high fossil fuels, agriculture, right? Agriculture is like is topping that within the carbon emission space. Isn't that crazy? Out of everything combined.
Yeah, all
But like
all
Shell,
fossil
like
fuels,
Exxon, put your
everything
favorite
goes.
like
Yeah.
go to gas station. It's
Well,
topping that. Agriculture's topping that.
Agriculture's top of that by, and it was by a lot too, wasn't it? I think it was like, what was it? I think it was a lot. Like it was topping by a lot, right? Maybe.
No, yeah, it was a
Yeah.
a lot.
I don't remember the exact numbers,
That's
but
that's so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Because like it's
yeah, and
It's like
you-
food, like
you think like agriculture's like
I
food,
never
it's
think
healthy.
about that.
Yeah.
You know?
You think
and then, like
agriculture's
gas is
like
topping
yeah.
it.
You think,
That's-
you think agriculture's like healthy? It's like food, it's environment, that kind of stuff. But it's not. It's crazy. It's weird to think about.
That's crazy.
Huh.
That's wild.
All right, so more on the
Strategy.
plant or the plant-based.
You're saying.
Yeah, so you know now you guys see that connection with like you know
Yeah.
like eating more meat.
For
We gotta eat more veggies. Okay, you know
Veg-
it's that easy. You know,
vegetables.
kids eat your broccolis, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
Eat your veggies.
you'll be
Mhm.
strong
Eat the
and
veggies.
big and intelligent. You know,
Like
I didn't
this
turn
guy.
out that way, but I still ate my broccolis. But
100%.
It still works.
cause like all right, think about it. I'm gonna do some math things here, right?
Okay.
So, the more, all right, you know, there's land set aside for raising cattle, right? Raising livestock, right?
For sure.
If we diminish that, agriculture, like crops, like corn, right?
For
All
us,
that,
for us, yeah.
right? It's gonna be a more less dense space, right? Or a less volume amount of land that we're gonna use, right?
Right.
So when we switch that plant-based diet, there's gonna be more like actual like crops to like or vegetable farms for us to consume
Yeah.
instead of like those big like livestock
And
farms.
the other was food prices too. Because
Food prices,
more
yeah.
and more it goes down. More people can, it's more accessible to people who really need the cheaper prices, and
Yes.
it's still good quality too.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll get more energy. Remember that trophic levels. I know we
Mm-hmm.
touched that on. Yeah,
He doesn't know what's going on.
no knowledge, Ames guy over here. But
I'll just leave, I guess. I'll just leave.
Come on back.
since it's
Come
in
on
like
back.
since it's in the food chain, right?
I'll
like,
just
you know.
leave.
It's like come on
More
back.
energy. All right. So now we kind of like touched based on all of our strategies, right?
What's next on the agenda?
What's next on the agenda?
What kind
I guess. I mean, how do we reduce our anxiety, our eco anxiety?
I think
Some self-care strategies.
if we put like our strategies into action, or into action, like the ones we talked about, like changing, like little things like you said, changing from fossil fuels, plant-based diet, that kind of stuff. I think that if we can see that that's actually happening, that's when we're just talking about. Like we're just talking about now, it's like actually being put into action, and people are actually like changing for the better.
Yeah.
I think it'll help diminish like our eco anxiety,
Like our
like,
fear.
Yeah, like, it'll go down because you see, okay, it's getting better. We can chill out a little bit because we still have to make sure it's good, but you can't like just push this out. Okay, it's okay now, leave it, but like still, it'll help your fears go down once you know what's actually happening.
I feel like it's about the future. Like
100%.
Yeah,
it's about the future, and
Future.
it's like it's almost our jobs to, like, when you think of our parents, what do they do for us? They make sure our lives are run smoothly, and they're loved and have a perfect life.
Yeah.
I think that's our jobs. Like
For our kids.
before we even have
And the
kids,
environment
yeah.
too.
it's for
Exactly.
it's for
Even
other
for the
people.
future generations.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for future
exactly.
generations. Like we need to make sure that we do our part,
For sure.
and it's the small things, and it's all the strategies we came up with. I think if everyone had their own strategy and kept going at that strategy, it would help overall.
Yeah,
Obviously, not everything's gonna be perfect.
No.
Not everything's gonna be like, oh, there's no more wildfires.
You know,
There's
there's
the
still
sea
gonna be-
levels dropping.
It's like
That's just not how it works.
No.
But if we do the nitty gritty stuff, then the future generations will definitely see it.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%. But you know, it can't be just us, right? We have to let other people know about the issues that are facing. Because right now we really have a good sense of what's going on in the world, right? And I feel like a lot of people are kind of distracted by like social media, by like our current technological advancements, right? We kind of tend to get caught up on like Instagram, like whatever, like or just like our own kind of world, but we don't really see the larger picture, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like at the same time we gotta join communities. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
That's
joining like some like charity for an environment, something like that. That's a small thing to do, but
Yeah.
at the same time it's a daily reminder that we gotta save this.
And
environment,
like
right?
for people like we're I know we're not doing like Twitter and home. We're getting it out there. We're talking about it and making it like
Exactly.
public knowledge. That's something just behind us. Okay, other people are gonna worry about that. We're
To
good.
the millions of viewers watching right
Yeah.
now.
But no, for sure, like getting it out there also gonna help. Like getting the message out there, seeing like make sure people know what's going on really in the environment. Make sure it's not just like everything's fine. Where people handle it, but no, making sure people get out there and like try like the charities or like actually going out there and picking up trash from the beach or picking up stuff like doing that kind of stuff, recycling for that.
Shout out Oceans for Life. If you guys want to sponsor us, or
Please.
Please do.
please do.
Wouldn't mind.
Love your love you guys' whatever you guys do.
For sure.
Whatever you guys do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing you would ask the people watching to do?
One thing, I'm not asking you one thing. I'm asking you a lot of things, man. Right? There's a lot of issues going on in the world with our environment, but I want you guys to like gather all of the knowledge just listen from this podcast and you understood it. But what Klimas said, it's the small things, right? The small things that will lead to a drastic impact.
Yeah.
Right. So, just me, I want you guys to maybe incorporate some vegetables in your diet, like I feel like that's, even though it doesn't seem a lot, it's a big thing.
It does help. It does help.
I can agree with that. I mean, going to say things like Klimas said, I'm stealing your idea a little bit here, but the little things, they matter. Like making sure you recycle something to just throwing it away in the trash and go making a landfill. If you stick some trash on the ground, go pick it up and just someone else will do it. Just actually go out and do it. Pick up that trash, go recycle. Just making sure you're taking care of what you can do.
Our space is clean, everything.
Yeah, like I mean, probably one of us probably can't go change how we're gonna use energy and go to like that kind of stuff. But like the little things that they matter. Going out there, like I said, picking up trash, recycling, like all that kind of stuff. Like just making sure you do your part. I think that's the one thing I would say.
100%.
Let me add
Love
on
that.
to that.
Go ahead.
Recycling. Period.
Oh yeah.
Recycling.
Recycling.
Like I
The
can't.
challenge at the lunch table, guys.
It's I'm surprised we just got to recycling.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a new thing almost. I hear about it. Something think it's like a new thing.
Even today, I'm
Did you spin the
sitting.
bottle?
I'm sitting at lunch, and yes, we do this thing where we spin the bottle, and the person it lands on cleans up lunch.
We do that too. Yeah.
But
That's funny.
I'm watching my friend put all of the trash into
You
the.
wanna call him out?
No.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Patrick. I'm watching Patrick O'Gara.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But
Shut up.
it's not his fault. It's everyone's fault.
True. That's true.
It's because I remembered last year.
Well, let me stop you there. Do we have recycling in?
I was just gonna say that
Yeah.
last year we had recycling in curbs,
Oh wait, I remember
Which is
now.
our
Yeah,
lunch
we
hall.
did.
and
Do we this year?
we don't. I don't know where that went. And as a member of the environmental club, I don't know where those went.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to know everything.
But I'm watching Gatorade bottles, plastic water bottles,
dude, that's
mixed with fries and all the food I ate, and like thinking about like holy. Like I don't see where it's going. I just see it in the garbage, and then all of a sudden,
Do you know
I'm the problem.
Yeah. Do you know why that is though? Why we removed it, or?
I don't know.
I'd say
I
I
think-
touched back on this. It's again for efficiency, man. We're
Sure,
sacrificing. We're
The
sacrificing
environment,
the environment. The resource, everything. Like
Sure.
just for our
yeah.
comfortability.
Extra second of our time.
Exactly.
Talk to your friends.
Right. I think I was thinking about this. Guess how many months we spent at school?
Like at the moment, like right now.
Like from when we start to when we finish.
Yeah, like
When we have a
9,
break.
8, 9.
That's 8, 9.
It's 10. It's about 10.
No way, 10.
Really?
months?
Yeah. Well, it's
Actually, that's true thing with the dates where like that how it lines up.
it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like 9.5, 10.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
think about we have 3 lunches each
Mm.
day.
Yep.
For 10 months.
10 months
No.
straight of
So
just
that's like
garbage.
Think about that. That's just come from St. Viator.
And all the other high schools in the area, middle schools,
Anyways.
all of that. Like that's true.
Recycle.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Mm-hmm.
I think just that extra time to split to divide the plastic from
yeah.
the is
Goes in the structure
super
cycle.
important.
No, it is. 100% is. Do you think we have any other, any other tips for our viewers?
I don't know. I feel like we're pretty good.
We think we touched all the base, man.
I mean, the first episode is about climate change, so we don't want to spill, all those tips. We still want you guys to get hooked on a little bit, to our little.
Come up with your own tips too.
Serious.
Come up with your own things to do.
Exactly. You guys want to comment down below on what tips, to help other viewers as well. Comment down below what
Sure.
advice you'd give to help our climate.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in
Yeah.
to our first episode.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Come back for episode 2 where we talk about social media issues and random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have a good time.
And guys, remember to watch the next episode. It's gonna be coming out soon.
It's
We already
been
figured
really
it out.
good.
Peace.
These roads of flames are catching a fire.